Hello, everybody. My name is Patricia Frank. I am Miss Frank. I am the swim teacher at St. Augustine Prep, and I also run a night and weekend swim lesson program called Schrader Swim School. I am here today to go over some fun and awesome water safety skills for everybody, because what better is to swim in the water, but then also be safe and have fun in the water. All right, so we're going to have about 5 or 6 lessons that we go through each day, and it's all going to be topics on water safety skills and everything that you can do to be smarter and safer in larger bodies of water. Okay, I have been teaching at Augustine Prep the last 4 years, and before that I used to run swim schools all around Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I have been teaching swimming lessons since I was a really young kid. So I've taught swim lessons, I coach swimming, I teach water aerobics, I do everything in the water, and I love it. Okay, my goal is to make everybody better swimmers and safer swimmers. All right, so today we're going over pool rules, because you can use those pool rules anywhere you go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and start our lesson for the day. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over, I'm going to show you guys my fun first day pictures. Okay, so water safety with Miss Frank, day 1. All right, so the first top upright left picture is somebody doing a throwing assist. Okay, this is something you would do so you wouldn't jump in to save one of your friends. Okay, that is our #1 goal. We don't jump in to rescue our friends because we might become another victim. All right, right below that picture on the bottom left is the first thing you would do before throwing assist. It's a reaching assist. We are going to learn about these, I think, on day 3. And then on the right side is some fun pictures. The one on the top right is a kid doing a belly flop. I feel like everybody's done a belly flop at least once in their life, and I either had fun with it or it hurt a little. All right, and then of course the bottom right is some awesome water park pool that kids are having a ton of fun in. Hopefully all of you guys get to swim for fun someday soon, or you have in the past. Okay, everybody should be acquainted with the water and love it. All right, and then in the middle is my motto: be safe while always having fun in the water. Okay, swimming is fun, so you guys should have fun, whether on swim teams, swim lessons, or just there to have fun. All water is fun water. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over, safety topic, it is rules. Every place has them, what they are and why we follow the rules. Okay, so on this left side I have 3 different pictures of what pool rule signs look like. Every pool has them, and this is what we want to look at before we even get in the water, so we know what we're looking at. Okay, you're looking at pool rules and they're there to keep you safe. Okay, every pool has them. Most beaches have them. Most people don't see them, they ignore them, but you can use these everywhere in the United States. Okay, you can probably use these everywhere in the country, everywhere outside of the country. Pool rules usually apply to everywhere. Okay, so who makes the pool rules? It is usually committees that come together, a bunch of people who have been running pools and know pools for a long time. They usually come together and think of the best rules that apply to every pool, and they make them a standard. Okay, what are the pool rules? We're going to go over what all the pool rules are coming up. So I'm going to skip that question. The next one, where are they used? Like I said earlier, you can use these in any types of water. Okay, pools, lakes, rivers, oceans, anywhere that you feel like you need to use them, you can. All right, and then when do we follow the pool rules? This is a trick question. Always. We always want to follow the pool rules. Okay, you always want to follow them to keep yourself safe. The lifeguards are there to prevent you from doing any of this stuff so you don't get injured. And then if you do get injured, they're there to help you. Okay, they're not there to be bullies or yell at you all the time or be the fun police. They're there to stop you guys from getting injured. Okay, and then the last one, why do we follow the pool rules? To stay safe. We don't want to get stitches or scratches or bruises or cuts every time we go to the pool because we're not following the rules, right? If you don't follow them, that's what can happen. Okay, so you always want to make sure you're being safe. All right, we're going to come up and we're going to watch a video on pool rules. It's just a nice little fun video that Thursday's Pools created to let kids have fun while they're learning about the pool rules.
Hi kids, I'm Pilar. And I'm Annie. We're from Thursday Pools, and our company makes fiberglass swimming pools.
Did you know that May is the water safety month?
It is, Pilar? So that means it's time to think about how to have fun and be safe in the water because swim season is coming.
How many of you like to go swimming when it's hot outside? Yes, a lot of you do. We do too.
So how about if we have some fun today while we read this book together? It's called 10 Cool Pool Rules for Kids. Rule number 1 is learn to swim before you get in. You might see other kids swimming and think it looks easy, but you need to stay in the shallow end and wear swim floats until you're a strong swimmer. Also, never push another kid into the pool. You don't know if they can swim or not, so it's not a good joke to play.
So, rule number 1 is learn to swim before you get in. That's right. And rule number 2 is buddy up. You should never swim alone or go into the water unless there's an adult with you. Plus, you can't play Marco Polo by yourself anyways.
So remember, never swim alone. Great job. Here's rule number 3. The drain is a pain. Always stay away from the drain. It's a dangerous place to play because the water going down through it causes a strong pull, and it can catch your fingers, toes, swimsuit, or hair. So stay away from the drain and you'll be fine.
So, what's the drain? A pain. You got it. Rule number 4 is no running at the pool. Your teachers probably tell you not to do this in the holes too, don't they? Well, around the pool, the deck can be very slippery when it's wet. You certainly don't want to slip and fall and then have to sit on the sideline while your friend's swimming.
So, when you're at the pool, walk, don't run. Exactly. Rule number 5 is listen up. At the pool, the lifeguards are in charge. So just like you have to listen to the babysitter when your parents aren't home, you have to listen to the lifeguard at the pool. And if you don't listen, they can make you get out of the pool. That's no fun.
So when you're at the pool, who do you have to listen to? Yeah, the lifeguards. And rule number 6 is pool toys only. In the pool, you have lots of great things you can play with, like noodles and beach balls. Don't toss other small toys or coins in the pool because they can get stuck in the drain. And what is the drain? It's a pain. That's right.
Is it okay to throw a tiny toy or coin into the pool? That's right. It's not. Pool toys only. Rule number 7 is no diving. You can really hurt yourself if you go into the shallow water head first and hit your head on the bottom of the pool. Feet first is the way to go.
So how should you go into the water? Exactly. Feet first is the way to go. Hey, is anyone here a fish? Anybody? No, I didn't think so. So, rule number 8 is to remember that fish can breathe under the water, but people can't. So, don't splash or dunk your friends a bunch of times in a row. Everybody needs a minute to catch their breath, even me.
So what should we remember here? Are people fish? Nope, they're not. Rule number 9 is no faking. Please don't ever pretend like you're in trouble in the water if you're not. It's scary for everyone if they think someone needs help, and it's one sure way to bring the fun to a stop.
So rule number 9 is no faking. Great job. And here's our last rule for today. Rule number 10. Take a time out. Everybody needs a little break from swimming fun now and then. If you start to have cramps, feel really tired, or swallow some water and need to catch your breath, do the right thing and take a break. You can get right back in the water as soon as you feel better.
So when you're tired, take a time out.
Wow, Annie, that was fun. And you kids, you did a great job today. Are you excited for warm weather and swimming time to come? It's almost here.
Make sure to tell your families what you learned about water safety today. And don't forget to take your coloring books home.
Thanks so much for watching our videos today. And
Happy swimming from all of us at Thursday Pools.
All right, that was a fun little book that we got to go through and learn about all the pool rules, right? So the next thing, for all of you kids that were too cool to listen to that part and watch that little kid's book, I'm going to go over the pool rules again for you guys, but in more of an older kid way, okay? So the first one, always swim with someone. It can be a lifeguard on the deck, a buddy, a parent, and a family member, okay? As long as you guys are swimming with someone, it's always safer. You should never swim by yourself. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult. Everybody should have somebody to swim with, because if something goes wrong, that other person can help save you or call for help, okay? Things that do not count as someone to swim with. It cannot be an animal, even though we know we've heard of dogs and dolphins that have rescued people. Don't always trust that. You can't swim with a baby, a toy, a floaty. None of those count. And an imaginary friend doesn't count. You can have that imaginary friend swim with you and another buddy, but you have to have somebody else with you, right? And then that floaty, I want to go back to it. You guys should never trust a flotation device to help save you, okay, by itself. You should never swim with only a floaty and nobody else, because if that floaty pops, nobody's there to help you, okay? The next one. No running anywhere on that pool deck, right? We don't want to slip and fall, or if we're not a good swimmer and we slip and fall into deep water, what's going to happen? We're going to go under, right? This is the picture that you usually see in pools, minus the fish. I don't know why he's carrying a fish. He probably took that fish and decided to run with it. But there's usually no running on the deck, okay? The next one, no pushing, shoving, dunking, and always keep your hands to yourselves. We know your kids and we know you guys like to do all kinds of crazy stuff to have fun, but these are just standard things across the board that you want to keep your hands to yourself so you don't push somebody under, okay? Some brothers and sisters like to jump on top of each other, and they don't realize if you're an older brother or sister and you're laying on top of your younger brother or sister in the water, most likely their face is underwater. Okay, so they need to breathe. So you got to make sure that you don't jump on top of people or push or shove or dunk, because you don't want to hurt them. The next one, don't hang on top of anybody. They need to come up to breathe, okay? So if you guys are jumping around and pulling each other under, you got to let them up at some point, okay? Because if they're under for too long, they're going to go unconscious and not be able to breathe. We're not fish. We need to come up for air, okay? The next one, no diving in shallow water. This is the picture you see at most swimming pools, okay? Most of the time, this picture is there because it's too shallow, and they don't want you diving in water that's higher than 5 feet. So if it's 4 feet, 3 feet, any of that under 5 feet, it's too shallow to try to dive in, okay? We don't want you to hit your head and get a spinal or a back injury. We don't want you to get hurt. I knew somebody one time that when they dove into really shallow water, they actually knocked their 2 front teeth out. Okay, so it's not a good thing to do. Always use your feet and jump feet first if you know it's shallow, or you can't see the bottom and you don't know how deep it is. Okay? The next one, no eating in the pool and no gum allowed in the pool. Why? There's 2 main reasons. You can choke on the food or the gum in the water, and then you're going to need a lifeguard or somebody else to come and save you, okay? And number 2, it can make the pool dirty. We don't want to swim in a pool that has gum all over the bottom of the pool, or chips, or any type of food. It's nasty, right? We want to keep our the pools we swim in clean. Next one, no glass in the pool area. We usually say this, we don't want glass on the deck, because if it breaks, that glass is going to shatter everywhere. And most people that are on pool decks, they walk around barefoot. And if you walk around barefoot and you get a glass shard in your leg or your foot, it's going to hurt, okay? Same thing applies if glass bottles get broke into the pool. It's even harder to find and clean up, okay? So the standard at every pool is you shouldn't have glass cups or bowls or bottles anywhere on that pool deck. Always bring plastic. All right, the next one, always look before you leap. This looks like a really fun picture. I can't wait to do this summer. But know your surroundings. Make sure you know if you're jumping into dark water like that, that you know how deep it is, because they could not be good swimmers. And if they jump into really deep water, they're going to need help. Or it could be really shallow. And if they jump like that, they're going to hurt themselves, right? Another reason is you want to look what's below you, because there could be seaweed that could pull you under, or there could be a bunch of fish down there, right? I don't want to jump into where there's a school of fish swimming. Fish kind of scare me, and if they touch me, they're probably going to make me scream. Everybody's different, so make sure that it is safe to jump into the water before you go, okay? So look before you leap. All right, the next one, use the bathroom. Everybody could probably say this with me, in the bathroom, right? Not in the pool, okay? We don't want to go to the bathroom in the pool because it can mess up the pool chemical balance, okay? As you can see in this picture, this looks pretty gross, and it looks like there's no chlorine in it at all, and there's a bunch of algae. But the whole point is you don't want to pee or use the bathroom in the pool because it dirties the pool and it's gross. You want to make sure you use the bathroom in the bathroom. If you go number 2 in the pool, they're going to be required to close the whole pool down, and then nobody can swim. So that's no fun for anybody, okay? The next one, if you are not a good swimmer, stay in the shallower water. We usually say this because the deeper you get, the harder it is to get back to the shallow water. So if you're not a good swimmer, the standard is to either stay below your shoulders or below your nipple lines, okay? That gives you guys enough room, because if you get up to here where you're on your tippy toes trying to go in deep water, you're gonna have a hard time coming back. And if you lose your balance, you're gonna somehow get into the water and not be able to stand back up, okay? So shoulders are under to stand if you're not a good swimmer. All right, the next one, look at the river, lake, pool, or ocean and know your surroundings. I say this because it could be dangers all around. In a pool, you want to look around the pool and see where the shallow water is and where the deep water is, okay? There's little pool depth markings. There's little blocks on the ground in a pool that say how deep it is. Some will say 6 feet 8 inches. If it says that, unless you're a really tall basketball player, you probably shouldn't go in there, right? Unless you're a good swimmer. If it says 3 feet and you're 4 feet tall, you could probably go in there. But usually pools, all the way around the pool deck, it has pool markings that show how deep it is or how shallow it is, okay? There's also stairs, there's ladders in pools that show you where safety is. And the same thing with lakes, rivers, and oceans. Dark water, you want to make sure you know where it's safe to be in so that you don't get into trouble or get hurt. All right, the last one, always listen to the lifeguard, teacher, adult, babysitter you are with. I say this because they're there to protect you and keep you safe. They are all eyes on the water to make sure nothing happens. So if you're listening to them, that means your ears are above the water when they're talking, so that you can hear them. If you're underwater, all you're going to hear them say is, whoa, 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 okay? You're not going to really hear them talk because it's going to be muffled. So if you hear or see them saying something, make sure you come up, because the lifeguard could be yelling at one kid and you're doing the same thing, so you could hear that and not get in trouble because you stopped doing it, all right? The last one, be safe and always have fun. I hope some of you guys get to go to one of those kind of water parks someday, because those are a ton of fun, all right? We are moving on to the focus of the day. Today, I am going to go over what you guys would learn in one of your first lessons at a swim class, okay? It is floating. Everybody can float. Your goal when you float on your front or your back is to stay calm, relax, and take a really big breath in and then hold it, because you're going to fill your lungs with air, and that'll be like a free floaty inside your body to help you float, okay? So a front float involves pushing off the bottom, putting your arms out in a T, putting your head down, taking a breath, and bringing your legs up. You're going to lay horizontal, face down in the water, okay? This is also known as a starfish float or a dead man's float. We're going to come up and watch a video about it next.
There are 3 general rules that should be followed in order to perform the front float effectively. Hold your breath, look look down towards the bottom of the pool and relax your muscles. The more air you have in your lungs, the easier and more buoyant your body will be. Lower your eyes to look at the floor directly below your head. This will straighten your spine, allowing your hips to rise to the surface of the water. After successfully floating on your front, you will need to make sure to dismount from your float correctly.
All right, so that was the front float, right? Some people float really easy and some aren't relaxed enough to float, but everybody can float because most of your body is made out of water. So you are naturally able to float. You just have to relax and practice enough to be able to do it good. Okay, the next one, I think I skipped one. The next one is the back float, okay? So everybody can float on their back as well, but again, you have to stay calm and relaxed and be comfortable with your ears being in water to be able to do a back float. So the back float is the exact opposite of the front float. Your head is back and looking up at the ceiling. You take a deep breath, put your arms out in a T, and your body looks like a starfish in the water. So like this picture showing, that is how you look doing a back float. Okay, some people have more muscle, so their legs sink right away. That's okay. If you start doing that, just do a little bit of a kick and you'll float. The next video is on a back float.
Coach, how do I back float? Thanks, Coach, I got it.
All right, that was the back float, right? Did it look as easy as I said it was? Remember, practice makes you better. So always practice this so you can get more comfortable and relaxed in the water. All right, my last thing today I'm going to show you guys is glides and streamlines. Okay, so a glide, once you get good at floating on your front and back, your teachers are going to ask you guys to do a glide off the wall. So all you're doing is pushing off the wall. You're putting your arms up like this with your head down, holding your breath, and you just glide through the water. It's a nice, relaxed feeling. You don't even have to kick. You just see your body glide through the water, and it's very relaxing, okay? And then the second one, once you get good at a glide, they're going to teach you to do a streamline, okay? So it's adding a kick with your arms tight and your biceps touching like this, with your ears and your head down, okay? You would start learning how to do it with a flutter kick. And then once you get good at that, you're going to do a streamline with a dolphin kick, okay? So we're going to watch this video so you guys can see how that looks. So this is the glide, nice and relaxed, and you can fly through the water. This is the streamline where he has a flutter kick going with it, and he's going to go a little further because he's able to kick. And then once he's ready to come up for air, he will come up and swim and use his arms. And then the last one is the more advanced swimmer. You're going to do a dolphin kick off the streamline. And then when you're ready, you come up and swim. All right, that was the glides and the streamlines. Are any of you guys really good at those? Some really good swimmers, they can do a streamline with a dolphin kick all the way across the pool underwater. It's pretty amazing to see. All right, my last thing. Once I'm done with all of this, everyone can take out day one worksheet and you can start working on them. They look like this, okay? So this is day one's worksheet. If you guys have them, you can work on them right away. And it is all stuff that we used today and we talked about. So you guys should know what you're doing. All you're doing is filling out the writing and drawing the pictures, okay? If you guys don't have these sheets and you want them and you're not in my program, but you want to still do these with your kids, email me at schraderswimschool.com and I can get you more info or sheets. I can make some for you guys and you can pick them up. All right, that is it for today. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with my day one water safety. All right, And I hope to see you guys back for day 2 of water safety. Bye.